Rimeczku, czy ty zasypiasz na stojąco? Oj.
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. What time
Czy ty
is
w ogóle
it?
spałaś?
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you sleep well last night?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's discuss the matter at hand. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story Paimon told me.
I?
In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, it could have been many people, human or
No
adeptus.
tak.
But the tune was allegedly so wonderful that the drowning man forgot about everything else, even his own impending death, and only came to his senses after being brought
Na
to
ziemach
shore.
miał niezłą essę.
Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive. Or perhaps he sensed a power surrounding him but lacked the words to describe it, not knowing where it came from. Either way, if this part of the story is true, then the rescuer has to have been an adeptus.
You really think so? But this story is all the way from Fontaine. Isn't this a bit of a long
To jest
shot?
dobre pytanie.
Also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine think this fairy lady looks.
Ha. Czy ja wiem? Znaczy skrzydła teoretycznie by pasowały.
Ooh, like a crystal fly's wings? That would be pretty cool. But Paimon definitely can't imagine any of the adepti looking like
No coś w
that.
tym jest.
Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the shore, and then I'd probably hide behind a tree and watch them for a while. Once I was sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
Ojeju, so cute.
Got it. So basically, Ganyu's the type of person who doesn't like taking credit for her good deeds.
Myślę, że po prostu, że Garniu nie chce, żeby ją ktokolwiek inny zauważył.
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good at explaining things. And I also find it really awkward accepting other people's gratitude.
Boże, she's just like me.
Well, what if this adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? That would explain why she just left without saying a
Garniu
word.
też kiedyś będzie moja.
She was probably thinking something like, one was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption to one's graceful zithering at once. You may keep your thanks to yourself.
Ona brzmi jakby była chora.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer, Paimon. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically
Oh.
gifted. Still, we can't completely rule her out just yet. If we set off now, we could head to Mount Outsung and ask her about it. You'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I can...
Wiem, że jest bardzo ładne. Muszę tam kiedyś zrobić jakieś
I've been
zdjęcia.
in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti anymore. If there's anything we want to know about them, she's the best person to ask.
Sounds great! And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now, so we probably don't even need to bring her food this time,
Pamiętam
right?
tego
I've
questa.
prepared a gift for her to mark the festival, just in case. However,
You still have some reservations?
Cloud Retainer spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her abode. She's on her own so much of the time that the moment she has someone to chat with, she just... Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Dvorak, and now that I've made the contract, I can't be having second thoughts. Traveler, Paimon, let's set off for Cloud Retainer's abode.
Dobra.
Seems like this is a tough decision for Ganyu, but she's made up her mind now. Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Okay, how about this? If Cloud Retainer tries to start telling stories about her again this year, we should pipe up and change the topic. Wait, did she leave already? Hey, Ganyu, wait up!
Garniu jest prędkością po prostu. O, to jest part 2. Single harmony... O, nie doczytałem.
Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take any breaks?
Mordo, ty literalnie możesz sobie podlecieć gdzie tylko chcesz.
I can't believe it. Cloud Retainer is not here.
Huh? Did we miss her?
Na to wychodzi?
She doesn't like to travel, So in the past, it's always been the other adepti who come to visit her during the festivals.
Could she be busy with something else right now?
True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking care of anything on her own. There's no need to worry about her. Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the other Adepti abodes, one by one.
Wszystkich?
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more trap? Got it! Paimon has a great
Już się
idea!
boję.
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak's ancestor, right?
No.
We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests, she'd definitely come to help anyone who was drowning, right?
Yes, I think that's
Czy wy
fair to
chcecie
say.
mnie poświęcić?
So, all we have to do is get the traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the rescue!
A, wspaniale. If you're so sure, why don't you try?
You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim. Paimon would sink like a rock.
I just think it's a bad idea.
Just trust Paimon. The water's pretty deep over there. Quick, swim to the very center.
No to są ryby. Halo, ja tu ryby płoszę. Come on, one mi się przydadzą jeszcze kiedyś. Co mam robić?
Help! Help! Someone's drowning. If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save
Ja to mogę się
us.
rzeczywiście utopić?
Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon
To
do?
są ryby. O!
What is going
O,
on?
siał! Co tak miał pójść?
How do you feel right now? Shenhe, and the Conqueror of
No
Demons.
cóż.
Why don't you say something? Please don't make Paimon explain it.
Byś to bardzo źle wytłumaczyła.
Okay, fine. Paimon will explain. We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
O?
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most likely a woman.
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already know, Traveler and Paimon.
Jo. To ma sens. Czasami naprawdę zapominam, że Shenhe nie jestem adeptusem.
Okay, so this is Paimon's
Chcę się
fault.
przyznać do czegoś.
No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna
Yeah,
be.
fine.
Glad you're okay.
You're leaving already?
As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. And one last thing.
No come on, siao, nie odchodź tak szybko, bo ja cię widzę raz do roku.
Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry. Do not repeat them again in the future.
As ever, the Conqueror of Demons comes and goes, just like the wind. Right. I didn't dare to say a word just
No
now.
tak.
How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite? We could spend it together in Liyue Harbor if you'd like.
Jeju, słodkie.
Oh, I had planned to spend the festival with Master this year. However...
Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer, when did you see her last?
Earlier this morning, she set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler. Maybe it was a gift from Mountain Shaper. I did not
Bo
inquire.
jest kim, bo ja teraz nie ogarniam.
So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode.
Sure. Thank you.
Muszę chyba naprawdę przypomnieć sobie lore tych wszystkich adeptusów i
It
etc.
sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer recently.
Versis.
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continued to train with Master. In the other months of the year, I have been learning to adapt to human life in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several work positions for me. But when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others, she says I mustn't address her like that. Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people. Sometimes I'm not. It's a little difficult to keep track of everything.
Rel, w tym się mogę z nią bardzo zgodzić, ale Jezu, Shenhe to jest też taka zapomniana postać. Ja kompletnie o niej nie pamiętam, nie? Ganyu gets embarrassed when people call her Lady Ganyu.
Oh, is that what it is? Noted. So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the Mystery Adeptus. Is that right?
Dokładnie.
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music while out training in the mountains?
Music? What is that?
No tak.
It's a kind of a happy or relaxing sound, or a nerve-wracking sound, or even a terrifying one.
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
Yay! That's really helpful. Thanks.
We were just talking about this thing called music, and based on Paimon's description, I do believe I hear it every day. Please follow me.
Oh, really? Great. Let's
Shenhe ma bardzo ładne włosy. Podoba mi się takie odcienie przechodzące od jaśniejszego do ciemniejszego. Ładnie to wygląda bardzo.
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Całkiem klimatyczne, takie oddalone i spokojne. Co ci jest?
Paimon's gone deaf. Paimon can't hear anything.
Moje kondolencje, mordo.
Paimon hasn't gone deaf after all. Paimon heard you when you just spoke. Anyway, where is this music?
A konkretnie jaka
The
muzyka?
faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams. These are relaxing
O,
sounds.
zgodzę się z tym bardzo.
Are they not the music of which you speak?
Oh, Paimon wasn't quite done with the description. Okay, fine. It's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the sounds of nature, but melodies played on special instruments.
And a melody is?
Genie, why don't you sing that folk song you sing to Glaze Lilies?
Huh?
Ojej.
Hey, why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to understand what we're talking about.
Fingers crossed that this won't attract any whooper flowers. To jest naprawdę rzadki okaz widoku, jak Traveler się odzywa.
Oh, was that from the opera that Yunjin sang?
Znaczy, nucenie to jest nie do końca odzywanie się, no ale powiedzmy.
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye, I could see the Zhao lanterns lighting up the night sky again. We're all there, raising our glasses and drinking to our heart's content on the Jade Chamber.
Czy to nie było w jej questie?
As I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And as the drink reached my stomach, it went from warm to hot. When you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole year ago came right back to me, as strong as they were on that day.
Nie wiem, czy ona opisuje poprzedni Lantern Rites, czy może jej quest.
So that's the power of music.
Wow, Shenhe. That was so deep.
No, nie do końca takie głębokie, ale no powiedzmy.
Music definitely has the power to bring up memories.
No to się zgadza.
It's like a time capsule with all the special moments from our life squished inside.
Dosłownie, to jest coś takiego, jak na przykład się wychowywało w dawnych czasach internetu, powiedzmy 2010 niżej i pamięta się te wszystkie nightcore'owe piosenki i teraz jak się tego słucha, to ma się jednocześnie takie wspomnienia i taką potężną nostalgię, ale z drugiej strony bardzo śmieszne jest, kiedy na przykład za dzieciaka było się wyzywanym, że słucha się nightcore'ów, no przecież cringe'owe i kto do tego słucha, ale teraz na przykład przyspieszone piosenki, które delikatnie różnią się tylko od nightcore'ów i wszyscy uważają, że słuchanie speedlatów jest nagle cool i to robią cool dzieciaki i taka moja konkluzja.
What about you, Ganyu? Are there any melodies that have left a deep impression on you?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang any lullabies to me.
Ty masz rodziców? W sensie miałaś?
I know some local folk songs, and a few other things come to mind too.
Skoro Ganiu jest pół człowiekiem i pół tym stworzeniem, którego nazwy zapomniałem, to jak wyglądali jej starzy?
The songs of the sailors down at the docks. The little ditties that the vendors call out in front of their beloved shops. The tunes of folk artists performing on the streets.
All the Sons of Liyue Harbor.
Yes, that's right. In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always felt that they were worlds apart from me. Nenny and Liyue probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression and their sentiments. So I haven't been able to integrate into their community and be a part of their lives. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the only barriers are ones that I have erected with my imagination.
Z tym jest.
The way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different from other people after all. They're about mundane details of everyday existence. Life's ups and downs, joys and sorrows. Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories to tell, when it comes down to the most common things that we see and experience around us each day in the city, in that sense, we're all the same.
Widzę, że wszystkim się tu obudziły jakieś filozoficzne opowiastki.
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it. Like, okay, maybe some are more like coworkers and bosses. But at the very least, Kuching and Shenna are your friends now, right?
Besties.
I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples. But now that I know what constitutes a friendship, I do believe we are more friends than co-disciples.
Thank you, everyone.
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the
Bo
city.
ja,
Please invite Kuching as well.
Besties, naprawdę, powiem Shenhe daje mi trochę vibe takiej bardzo starszej siostry. W sumie cała trójca Ganyu, Shenhe i Kuching daje mi bardzo vibe takich starszych, odpowiedzialnych sióstr. Ale chyba Shenhe
I've
najbardziej.
planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some of them will be to your taste.
You are too kind. I couldn't possibly.
Uwielbiam takie interakcje w takich eventach. Kocham po prostu.
Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I am sure you can advise me how to do an even better job next time. I will save some for decoration. We can feast on the rest.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what is that saying again? If you insist?
Do people say that? I'm not completely sure either.
Nauczysz się.
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
A ty się denerwujesz. I thought Kuching will be munching on any flowers.
Who dares refer to one not by one's adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
Właśnie chciałem opierniczyć do to, że Paina ostatnio w ogóle zrobiła się bardzo bezczelna. Od Sumeru ona jest taka... O co jej chodzi w ogóle? Czy ona z każdym następnym regionem będzie coraz bardziej wredniejszą mędą? Ja już się boję, co będzie w tym... w hydronacji, o.
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Co ci chodzi? Ty nie byłaś taka wredna wcześniej.
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she, even after being chastised once already. Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. Very well. If you refuse to learn your lesson, one shall scold you no further. One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the Adeptus you seek, One suspects to know their identity. Well, shall one lead the way?
Yes, please, Cloud Retainer.
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory dishes.
Happy Lantern Rite,
If you
Shenhe.
want to release a Shao Lantern, come and find us anytime.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Lantern Rite to you too.
Uwielbiam takie spokojne questy, jak na przykład Lantern Rite, gdzie to jest po prostu idealne, żeby wepchnąć pomiędzy ratowaniem świata, a eksplorowaniem nowego terenu i cierpieniem z powodu straty paru NPC-ów. Ja nie wiem, bo z Genshinem jest tak, że mogą oni narzucić główny storyline, jakiś tam bohater. O, na przykład Sumeru. Proszę bardzo, Nahida. Będę teraz walił spoilerami, jak coś. Z aktualizacji nie wiem. O Boże, która to była? Nie, czy to było ze Skaramuszem? Chyba z 3.3. To jest bardzo możliwe. Albo i może nawet jeszcze z 3.1. Nie pamiętam. Nieważne, to nie jest istotne. Po prostu ten quest, gdzie jest Nahida, Dottore i reszta tej bandy. Dosłownie mogą mi narzucić, że Nahida taka biedna, bo została tam uwieziona, że coś tam się jeszcze stało, że w ogóle jaka wielka tragedia. I ja nie mrugnę okiem, bo Nahida mnie kompletnie nie interesuje. Denerwuje mnie ta postać w pewnym sensie i nie potrafię się do niej przekonać. Ale z drugiej strony mogą mi dać NPC-a kompletnie w jakimś randomowym world questie, który będzie się ciągnął i po prostu ja odliczam godziny, kiedy to się skończy. I dajmy na to, ten NPC umrze na końcu, bo się poświęci dla kogoś, czy coś tam musi ważnego zrobić. Ja będę cierpiał tego NPC-a bardziej niż na przykład taką Nahidę, jakby... Sorry, no. Do mnie też wracają te wspomnienia, naprawdę. Przypomniało mi się dokładnie o chyba który moment z Nahidą mi chodziło. To wtedy, Jezu, jak był ten Immersal Tree, to wielkie gadające drzewo, które Dottore miał spalić w trailerze. W sensie, to jest jakaś wizja, może nie ściętej głowy w każdym razie. Ja pamiętam, to był ten moment, jak ona się popłakała, ja po prostu nie czułem absolutnie żadnej do niej sympatii, po prostu liczyłem, kiedy ten quest się skończy w końcu, bo ja miałam dość.
Is this Quaily Plains? Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong.
Jezu,
But
jak?
have you ever heard of her?
Ja to słyszałem.
Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of dust. She was extroverted in nature and adored social gatherings and inventions alike.
Ten ziomek tam na górze, on wchodzi w ścianę?
Long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit her home, reserving
To jest jej
for us
miejsce? To jest jej
seats around
dom?
the largest stone table. Sea Gazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the braggart.
A Guizhong też
Though
mam
usually a
dosyć
mild-mannered fellow, when it
niepozytywną
came to those
opinię.
collectibles he was so fond of, he
Ale do tego
always
zaraz
loved
jak
to
będzie
show
taka
them off.
cutscenka.
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what Sea Gazer
Nie
was
Sea
like.
Gazer, chyba muszę naprawdę zobaczyć, kto to jest.
He was an old friend and a former rival. One has many memories of him. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor one was content to let him just steal the spotlight. So we would then also present our proudest mechanical creations. As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields of expertise. As a result, one often quarreled with Sea Gazer. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How, pray tell, could he compare to me, when every single one of one's accomplishments were crafted by one's own hand?
Cloud Retainer,
ty się
you are getting
denerwujesz.
competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics. On some occasions, she would join in, and on others, she'd take one of us by the limb and start uttering the most ridiculous nonsense.
Guizhong, jeżeli to dobrze czytam, aczkolwiek mogę się mylić, gdyż ja pierwszy raz słyszę, jak to czytają, brzmi naprawdę ciekawie jako postać, ale jej design to jest kompletne dno i już bardziej wolę fanowskie designy przed tym, zanim ona w ogóle została pokazana w tej cutscence, bo mój Boże, ona dosłownie wygląda jakby wziąć Lumin, dodać jej niebieskie, brązowe odcienie i ją po prostu przekolorować i proszę bardzo, macie Guizhong. Nie wiem, Boże.
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make unsolicited suggestions, such as, once you two are done arguing, let's go to the foot of the mountain and grill some meat.
Trochę pierwsze zabrzmiało bardzo snobistycznie.
She always sought to make everyone happy, and one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what nonsense she said, one never felt bothered or offended. It also
Może miała
helped that
urok
she never
osobisty po
referred to
prostu.
one as that illuminated bird or lady bird.
Come on, get over yourself!
Przestań wszystkich wyzywać.
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of acrimony, Marchosius would bring his delectable dishes to the table. Who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous creations? At the sight of him, we would all immediately drop the argument and prepare the table for a night of feasting and drinking.
Jak siedziałem na tej stronie Wiki Fandoms, to przypadkowo kliknąłem na stronę z Guizhong i dowiedziałem się, jak ona umarła. I no trochę mnie to zaskoczyło, bo się tego nie spodziewam. Myślałam, że ona po prostu gdzieś wyparowała tak sobie z wiekiem, a tu się okazało, że był to związek z tą całą wojną Archonów. Ja chyba naprawdę zagłębię się w ten lore, żeby dowiedzieć, kto tam jeszcze umarł i dlaczego, i oni o co się w ogóle kłócili.
Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see yourselves ever enjoying a drink from a square cup?
That does sound annoying.
Precisely. So, as you can see, even one as great as Rex Lapis was not immune to making the occasional blunder. Even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue to find topics for conversation, filling the table with humor and laughter. Each of those old fossils had their character flaws and points of obstinacy. So why was it that whenever we dined together, we always had a marvelous time? We would drink together from a spot high in the mountains until the moon set and the sun rose, and only then would
Brzmi
the
bardzo
night would
poetycko.
finally come to an end.
Jak mi z nosa leci.
Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode. The glaze lilies were far more abundant back then. Entire fields of them would appear to the eye as a veritable sea of flowers.
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam Ping.
I see.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a lovely story and everything, but didn't we come here to find that Adeptus from Mr. Dvorak's story?
Czy Madame Pink jest związana z dworzakiem? Dworzakiem? Ja nie wiem.
Or are you saying that it was Guizhong? Didn't she, already...
No, wysuł się.
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that reason. The sights here are a reminder of a time long gone, and evoke much sorrow. One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant questioning. No matter, one will share the whole story with you now.
Cutscenka?
In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals.
Ona się zaraz pokaże.
Under the
Ona dosłownie
pretext
wygląda
of
jak
social
Lumin ze
cabinet,
zmienionymi
one
kolorami.
invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations.
Ale żądł jak zawsze piękny.
But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's obscuro vopus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts.
Nie podoba mi się Guizhong.
As for the story
Guizhong,
between
Boże.
Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an
Madame Pink
expression
jest
of the
bardzo
soul,
śliczna.
an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world.
I nie podoba mi się Guizhong, naprawdę.
But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained
Znaczy
of
mi
her
jakże?
ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
Czy Madame Pink tak z własnej woli powróciła do świata ludzi?
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing. One's dealings with Guizhong were born out of discussions.
Właśnie, odnośnie Guizhong? Nieważne, ja nie umiem naprawdę, już chyba nigdy nie nauczyć czytać jej imienia poprawnie. Ja mam z nią bardzo negatywne skojarzenie, w sensie ona mi się kojarzy z taką bardzo niewinną postacią, taką niemalże wręcz słodką do pożygu, którą wszyscy uwielbiają, ale jednocześnie ona jest niesamowicie denerwująca, trochę jak taka Mary Sue, znaczy tylko, że Mary Sue mało kto lubi, ale wiadomo o co mi chodzi, taka słodka, w ogóle niewinna, ludzie ją lubią, no bo jak można nie lubić tak uroczej postaci, ale jednocześnie jest w jakiś sposób denerwująca i ja odnoszę takie o niej wrażenie, po prostu na nią patrzę i mam takie, że Boże, jak ona mnie denerwuje. Ja nie wytrzymam, ja muszę się uspokoić, naprawdę, I poza tym jej design, to dosłownie ona wygląda jak Lumin, przekolorowana na brązowo i niebiesko.
What? You have loads of friends, and you seem pretty chatty.
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. One is perfectly capable of partaking in conversation despite being introverted. But in the end, one is nothing like Streetward Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise. Moreover,
Ale to jest ładny kadr. To zachodzące słońce wygląda bardzo ślicznie, zwłaszcza, że jak wiadomo zachodzące słońce reprezentuje śmierć i skoro Guizhong nie żyje, to myślę, że to się bardzo ładnie prezentuje do tego całego obrazu.
Back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm of musical composition. That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest works, having the ability to both compose and perform.
Wait, that's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young or something.
Ile Madame Pink ma lat?
streetward rambler, a vain beauty. My foot. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with you the truth of its origins, since the right time had not yet come. As for her old friend, who else could it be? As soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhongli wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis,
Tak.
and that he had made an enormous decision.
Jezu, nie mogę się doczekać, aż na moim alternatywnym koncie, na Altiku, nie mogę się doczekać, na moim altkoncie zajmę się historią Liły, Zhonglim i tym, jak on padł jako smok, bo ja muszę sobie przypomnieć, czy tam gdzieś było powiedziane, dlaczego on oddał Geognosis fatulcom.
After all, we all have known each other for several millennia. Some things between us are implicitly understood.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code? Oh, Paimon did not see that one coming.
W sumie można było się tego spodziewać, tak patrząc, skoro kiedyś zasiadali przy jednym stole.
Where was one up to? Ah, yes. One remembers now. The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art and can be used to great effect as an accompanying instrument. After the passing of its creator, it was used on numerous occasions during rites of parting. But Streetward Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No. Each time she rang it, it was to play the tune that Guizhong composed on it. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Guizhong's passing and Streetward Rambler's mourning, two tunes composed in discord would eventually become one harmonious composition.
Skoro ma być anime z Genshina i ma to przedstawiać Archonową wojnę, czy to znaczy, że jest jakiś cień szansy, że będzie dokładnie przedstawione, jak Guizhong umarła? Tak z ciekawości, teoretycznie nie lubię tej postaci, no ale jednak ciekawi mnie, dlaczego ona umarła.
Once upon a time, Streetwood Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, she preferred her own company. She could often be found sitting alone at a mountain summit, contemplating and reminiscing with her zither. The music would go from mournful to soothing to impassioned. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to her satisfaction. In celebration, she played the tune to the clouds. Regrettably, one has only ever heard her play that tune once. Which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that the ancestor of your Fontaine friend fell into the water and was saved by Streetward Rambler.
Spodziewałem się tego.
She was so happy with the melody. Why would she only play it once?
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, one finally approached her and asked why she would retire the tune after having spent so long on it. In response, she said, "Though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone. Tell me, Cloud Retainer, when the one attuned to my soul is no longer here, who else could hope to understand this tune?"
Czyli Madame Ping i Guizhong to jest enemies to friends? Bo nie umiem znaleźć innego wytłumaczenia.
Poor Madame Ping.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor to honor my contract.
Ty żyłaś w czasie Arkonowej wojny? Mordo.
Although I met Guizhong a few times,
Ty
I never
musiałaś
knew
tyle
anything
żyć.
of this particular story.
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie unfinished in the realm of clouds. Blank pages give one cause for contemplation on what might have been.
Mam wielką ochotę się teraz bardziej wypowiedzieć o Gojong, ale wiem, że ja po prostu jednocześnie nie umiem się skupić na czytaniu, na słuchaniu i na opowiadaniu o tym, co ja mam do powiedzenia. No ale naprawdę, ona mi się kojarzy z taką bardzo niewinną postacią, już nawet po samym wyrazie jej twarzy na początku, jak był pokazany ten konflikt z Madame Ping. Poza postaci i wyraz twarzy może bardzo dużo powiedzieć o charakterze. Wprawdzie to są tylko moje spekulacje, ale tak to nie zmienia faktu, że denerwuje mnie ta postać chyba najbardziej z całego Genshina.
Had you not decided to search for that mystery adeptus, perhaps these stories too would have been lost to the sands of time. As of now, you know the truth. That the adeptus who rescued the drowning man was none other than Streetwood Rambler.
Nim jest Streetwood Rambler, to chyba jednak nie jest Madame Ping, prawda? Let me check.
Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Już sprawdzam.
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely. The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic that both of us are usually careful to avoid.
Tak, to jest Madame Ping. Jednak mi się dobrze zdawało.
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it be that this is just your own personal opinion?
Oh? How so?
I've been in Leo Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way. So I too am well acquainted with the pain of the passing of a loved one. But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. They have to keep moving forward.
Czy Gujong nie była kiedyś kochanką Żongliego? Czy czegoś takiego nie było powiedziane? Ja nie wiem, ja się teraz mam ochotę tak zagłębić w jej historię, pomimo że się jej nie lubię.
Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to understand and embrace this. Though these immortal mountains have lost an adeptus, the harbor of mortals has gained a wise elder.
Ciekawą sprawą jest to, że jak mogę nie lubić jakiejś postaci, ale mogę o niej powiedzieć 50 raz w tym dniu i jednak jakimś cudem ją, powiedzmy tak, czysto subiektywnie ocenić, jej zachowanie, postawę, etc.
No loss can ever be undone, but there is always much that can still be gained.
Ja potrafię w jednym odcinku przegadać 50 000 razy, jak ja kocham Totorę, jak to jest po prostu świetny Willian i jak mam nadzieję, że on nie dostanie jakiegoś redemption arc, jak on dostanie redemption arc, jakiś taki, nie wiem, w stylu, że no wprawdzie no mordowałem ludzi, no eksperymentowałem na nich i tak dalej, no ale zmieniłem się, nie, pod wpływem przyjaźni, travelera, etc. Ja tego nie przeżyję.
Ping has helped countless people and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand.
Niesamowite jest to, że w trakcie Lanternightu potrafię przejść z tematu Gujong, Archonów do Dotory.
Though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit, life goes on because there are new friends waiting for you further down the road.
Z jednej strony ma rację, ale z drugiej strony to trochę brzmi jak takie bardzo toksyczno-pozytywne myślenie, którego ja nie lubię.
Even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's Lantern Rite.
Pamiętam to.
When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform? Maybe we can even get her up on stage.
You youngsters and your imagination.
Ten quest, ta część przynajmniej druga chyba będzie dłuższa niż się
Why don't you
spodziewam.
come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping, and Leo Harbor is always decorated so beautifully during the festival period.
Tak, pytanie czysto teoretyczne. Czy to jest normalne, że taki wielki ptak jak Cloud Retainer może normalnie przylecieć sobie do Liły i tam pogadać sobie na przykład z Madame Ping?
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to discuss? One in pink could mean any day of the year.
No niby jo.
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before. How long will you simply let them pass you by?
If nothing else, do it for Ganyu.
The edibles she brought this time were indeed quite delectable. Very well. Then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
Patrząc na tą stronę, przypomniało mi się, że powinienem dzisiaj łowić ryby, żeby zdobyć wędkę z Liły.
Once the Guili Assembly, now the Guili Plains. Say, if we planted flowers there and cared for them carefully enough, do you think that one day we'd be able to recreate the sea of glaze lilies?
Nie
Allow
wiem.
one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still far too given to flights of fancy, child.
Czy ona naprawdę wróciła tylko dlatego, żeby do nas coś powiedzieć? To trochę wygląda jak ten mem z I Sleep Read Sheet.
What? Cloud Retainer? You were still listening?
Dosłownie I Sleep to jest Cloud Retainer, kiedy dzieje się w Liyue coś innego, a Real Sheet to jest kiedy Ganyu zaczyna opowiadać o tych kwiatach.
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time, one is departing in earnest.
Whoa, Madam Ping and Cloud Retainer?
Przecież ona dosłownie mówiła, że ona tu przyjdzie. Ja się dziwię, że bardziej nikt nie reaguje na to, że to jest przegigantyczny
It
ptak.
appears you made haste after all. One arrived but moments before you.
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the honor? How nice of you all to come and visit me.
Też tak sądzę.
Miss Illuminated Bird.
Przestań ją tak nazywać.
Said what, precisely? And why should one be tasked with saying it?
'Cause you're the one who's known Madam Ping the longest.
Street word. Or rather, presumably, you would prefer to be addressed as Ping?
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you are uncommonly polite today.
Given that Lantern Rite is almost upon us, the weather in the city is most pleasant, and a sweet floral fragrance lingers in the air. Ganyu, please continue from here.
A dajesz, mordo.
All right. So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find the Adeptus who saved his ancestor's life.
Oho, dobrze, że to wszystko zostało skrócone.
Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man was none other than yourself.
Let me think. Yes, I do believe I recall that encounter. What a long time ago that was. I'm surprised that you still remember it. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all, when mortal lives are so very brief. It appears that she has proven herself right once again.
Who's she?
Mordo, o kim ty
We
mówisz?
like to call her Guizhou.
A,
From the look in Cloud Retainer's eyes, I sense that she has already told you all about her.
no tak, ale niekoniecznie... Nie wiem, czy chciałabym to do końca wiedzieć.
Albeit reluctantly, one might add.
There is no harm done. After all, Lantern Rite's very purpose is to commemorate the heroes who gave their lives for Liyue. Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today,
So, how has she proven herself right again exactly?
To jest dobry pomysł, znaczy dobre
once upon a
pytanie. O,
time, she said to me that humans were a weak form of life
aha.
that she wished to protect with her wisdom.
No i tu się właśnie przejawia kolejny aspekt takiej bohaterki, która jest taka urocza. No i ona chce chronić tak wszystkich. No,
But as she interacted more and more with them, her opinions on them began to change.
chyba nie wiem, co musi zmienić moje zdanie, żebym polubił Guizhong?
She marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits, the sheer splendor of all they could accomplish through their hard work and intelligence. She told us that to underestimate human potential would be to make a grave mistake. With the smallest amount of guidance, enormous power can be unleashed in them. And a human who has reached their full potential may well be her equal. Someone who could have as much to teach an adeptus as to learn from them.
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was, one suspects, in large part due to her sheer eloquence.
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism? The one that the two of you gave me as a gift?
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift. It would be no overstatement to call it a testament to each of our individual technical genius.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass and every flower to make a homeland. When I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us today, I am reminded of this.
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
Co się dziwić? Well, she's been through a lot in her time.
Of all of us, it was Guizhong who was the fondest of these grand and exciting occasions. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud Retainer's finest works at every opportunity.
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here, one is certain that she would seek you out to discuss and debate the virtues of various melodies.
Oh yeah, music! We've been dying to ask. What was the melody that you played back then? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you join the concert as a performer?
I can make arrangements right away.
Nie żeby coś, ale czy Madame Ping jest trochę za stara na to?
Oh, as much as I don't wish to dampen your enthusiasm, it's been a long time since I played this zither. My fingers don't have the dexterity they once did. And whenever I play that tune, it always reminds me of her. I start wondering what she would think of the changes I have made to her melody. There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, chatting away. Skybracer and Seagazer too, looking just like they did in the old days. No matter how much time goes by, the moment that melody starts playing, it transports me right back to that time in my memory.
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
No ja się nie dziwię w sumie.
Well, I would be lying to myself if I claimed to have completely moved on. But that is not to say that grief doesn't get easier with time. Despite the sadness, I have found many things that bring me joy in life. It is simply the nature of the world in which we live that even if one wished to mourn for an eternity, it would be a nigh impossible feat. Just look at this potted plant. Isn't it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer grief. You have indeed made progress.
Be that as it may, I shall leave the lantern rite stage to the youth of today.
Oh,
Well, if you're sure.
Granny!
Jacek!
Whoa, what's everyone doing here? Did something bad happen?
And now we've spooked Yanfei. No. Everyone's just here to give me their regards for the holiday.
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad.
No, jest taka urocza.
Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone.
Ale jednocześnie ma taki zaspany głos. Znaczy, zaspany wzrok, Boże. Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some work to do at Yuehai Pavilion that I need to discuss.
Ma dosłownie
with
wygląda, jakby cały czas miała
I haven't
esse.
been able to find a chance until now. I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer, Ping, we will be off for now.
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again? Hey, Ganyu!
It seems Ganyu still has much to learn when it comes to the art of deception.
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability to carry a conversation.
No ale ty jesteś miła.
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and
Taki mogą
we can
pić
chat a
herbatę.
while.
Gladly. This was one's intention as well.
Imagine, że jesteś takim zwykłym mieszkańcem Liue i nagle przechodzisz się tam koło tej wody i tak dalej. Nie wiem, nakarmić ryby, czy po prostu sobie pochodzić. Nagle widzisz jakąś starą babcię z wielkim ptakiem, które piją sobie herbatę.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. I'd like to wish him the very best with the concert.
You got it, Madam Ping.
Koncert się uda, na pewno.
Thank you all. I think you've listened to enough of my nattering for one day.
Wprawdzie nie oglądałam żadnych spoilerów, ale myślę, że się uda.
Melody, I will play it for you all another time. Goodness knows I need to practice it first.
Wow, that'd be great. We'll look forward to it.
When that time comes, wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand and specks of dust between the harbor and the mountains, perhaps she will look at the Liyue of today and steal a smile when she sees the prosperous land that it has become.
All right, let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news.
Gdzie on siedzi?
Mr. Dvorak!
Myśmy się dawno nie widzieli.
Ah, and Kuchin's here too. Thanks for helping set all of this up.
Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Myślę, że można tak powiedzieć.
Really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking for.
Are you serious?
Fairy Lady mi się kojarzy z seniorą,
I
naprawdę.
see. So the melody my ancestor heard was an adeptus remembering her late friend? That certainly explains why it was such a powerful and poignant tune.
Huh. That's a really interesting first reaction. Guess that comes with having a musical mind.
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy from the tale is now an elderly granny.
Ja chcę wiedzieć, ile twój ancestor ma lat w takim razie.
Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally adepti don't age at all. But Streetward Rambler, or Madam Ping as we know her, probably only became old because it's what she wanted for herself.
Skoro ona na przykład może się stać stara, to czy znaczy, że jest jakieś prawdopodobieństwo, że ona może umrzeć?
Madam Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take, her mind and wits are as sharp as they come.
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what Paimon was trying to say.
I think... yes. I must thank her in person. That can wait until after the concert, though. For now, I need to devote all my emotional energy to the performance.
Ah, speaking of, Madam Ping wishes you all the best at the music festival. Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her usual spot, but listen to the performances from afar.
Czy ona po raz kolejny próbuje rozwalać czwartą ścianę? Jak to zrobiła w pierwszym questie. Tylko ja się po prostu nie zorientowałem.
Wait, are you serious? Huh. Oh no, now I'm starting to get nervous.
Just treat it like any other performance.
Okay, alright. Nope, another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Paimon wasn't even finished telling him everything.
Może no i nawet i lepiej.
Before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people. After our recent adventure, Paimon thinks we have a lot more to say about that now.
Please, share your insights with me.
Well, we found out that music can be used for good, but also for bad.
No to już wiemy.
It can make people happy and moved, but it can also be sad and bittersweet. And music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put you in touch with feelings from a totally different time and place.
That was a broad summary, but not the most detailed.
It sounds like you had an eventful trip. Don't worry, I'm sure Ganyu will fill me in on all the details shortly.
Jeżeli bardzo słychać, że teraz coś jem, to bardzo przepraszam, ale po prostu jestem głodny i muszę coś zjeść, żeby nie paść.
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry on working?
Just a few things to wrap up. All the groundwork is done.
Zobaczymy.
As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
To jest urocze, jak nie uwielbiam, naprawdę.
That should be everything taken care of, right? Oh, no, wait.
Co ty znowu chcesz?
Emma feels like she's forgetting something. What was it? Oh, it feels like it was a while ago.
Nie mam pojęcia.
Shoot! Latent... Wait, no. Anyway, fancy bamboo shoots.
No tak, made from ancient bamboo shoots.
Jean-Lee said he wasn't in a hurry, so if we went now, there's probably still time, right?
On był w pośpiechu. On po prostu sobie znajduje kogoś, żeby za niego zrobił robotę.
Anyway, even if we don't make it, it's not our fault. He could have totally picked them by himself.
No niestety w tym się muszę z tobą zgodzić.
Anyway, let's go check with him at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Zobaczymy Hutao? Nie wiem, czy wspominałem, ale Hutao to jest jedna z moich ulubionych postaci. Druga piątka, którą dostałem na tym koncie, której przez wiele czasu nie ogarniałem, ale potem ona stała się moim main DPS-em i do teraz ją w sumie mainuję. W sensie nie gram nią tak często, no ale jednak ją lubię. Hutao! Chyba załatwi nawet lepszą broń, żeby trochę podwyższyć jej crit rate, a najlepiej chyba po prostu skurzę się w końcu kiedyś na Battle Pass. Tam chyba, nie wiem ile to kosztuje, 5-6 dyszek? Ta najtańsza opcja? Coś takiego.
Oh. All right, let's take a break here.
Iciuś! Gdybym tak zrobił cosplay Hutao?
Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with everyone's favorite funeral director?
Uwielbiam Hutao, chyba się zastanawiam aż nad jej cosplayem.
Casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your funeral parlor? In broad daylight? Okay.
Wow.
After everything we've been through, you don't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own shadow.
To jest super, naprawdę, uwielbiam ją.
We have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front. Not to mention we have several invisible audience members enthusiastically cheering us on. It's the perfect spot to rehearse.
Mówisz o duchach czy o trupach?
Invisible audience members?
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here. Just like when she sees a frog, but a giant frog with sharp teeth.
Yunjin, Hutao i Xianling, nie Xianling, Xinyan to są besties kolejne. Tak samo jak Yunjin, Xianling i Xinyan. Jeżeli dobrze pamiętam skład z poprzedniego archipelagu. W sensie jakby te wspomnienia Xiniana.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before. Well, don't worry, because Director Who's here to explain it all. There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came door to door for his iridescence tour, looking for acts to audition.
To jest wiersz, czy może jednak piosenka, bo jednocześnie rozumiem, że ciężko przetłumaczyć te całe teksty piosenek z chińskiego na angielski.
With my words, Xinyan's chorus and Yunjin as our mentor, we'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring and the whole audience calling for more.
Nie no, fajnie to brzmi jako wiersz, jak piosenka trochę mniej.
We'll be yelling encore, encore. Oh, now Paimon's rhyming along. But when you say flames roaring, are you sure this will be safe?
Jeszcze jak?
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage, and I've already informed the Yuhong of all the pyrotechnics we're planning on using.
Huh. Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this one.
Have you seen Zhongli, director
Oh,
Who?
Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains.
A,
Said he wanted to pay a visit to some old friends.
czy on też poszedł do Cloudly i Rite? Czy może odwiedzić grup Guizhong, jeżeli ona ma gdzieś jakiś grup?
It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as
Bo
being a
jak się
true
gdzieś przejdzie
connoisseur of
koło
traditional art
górach
forms, he's
w
able to
Liłę,
appreciate
tam
Xinyan's performances too.
bardziej... No tam blisko, gdzie ta Cloud Return przesiaduje, to idzie tam zobaczyć groby bodajże porozwalane randomowo gdzieś jakieś jakszy.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, he was the one who first invited me to perform here. To tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself rehearsing here one day.
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great location. All of you are always welcome to come and hang out here, especially if you're in the mood to try something new.
I can speak to that. Hu Tao is always full of fun surprises.
And jump scares.
O, to prawda.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part. Do you want to go through them together?
Oh, sure thing. I'm all ears.
Oh, Traveler in Paimon. I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so make sure you're hiking up the right hill. When you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses. You should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's how to throw a party.
O Boże, Mordumiu. Besties. One tu tak zostaną, bo wiem, że niektóre postaci gdzieś po Underlightie będą sobie tu siedzieć w różnych miejscach. I chciałbym z nimi zrobić zdjęcie, ale to naprawdę idzie się pogubić w tych wszystkich górach i która jest do czego. O, dzień dobry!
Paimon sees them! It's illuminated deer and illuminated bird number 2!
Przestań ich wszystkich nazywać, tak Paimon, jak ty mnie denerwujesz. Greetings everyone, long time no see.
A familiar face.
A ty masz
Have
głos.
you come from Liyue Harbor? How is the city nowadays?
Moon Cravera trochę pamiętam.
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so curious, you can always go and check it out for yourself!
In fact, Mooncarver has
Zhongli.
been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city are quite familiar to him.
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow-cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a shortcut.
Uczuję, że wiem mu, że on dosłownie musiał czekać aż tyle, aż mu dostarczy te bambusy.
Wait, that mechanism. Is that?
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? Actually, never mind. She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if Paimon doesn't go changing the name willy-nilly.
Dlaczego?
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your recent journey.
Jeszcze jak?
Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to take on more from the world around us.
Naprawdę, wszyscy teraz filozofują bardzo.
When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must insist that you try some for yourself.
O, darmowe jedzenie?
Zhongli, Hu Tao told us to tell you something. She said it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses. When she says performance, she must mean the Lantern Rite Music Festival. As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything more about that, but she invited us to come as well.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine tonight.
No nie gadaj, że nie pójdziesz.
Give Director Who my best wishes for the
No
performance.
mordo.
As for the banquet, since the director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Mam nadzieję.
Absolutely.
Yes, let's go.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Ale ty masz głos, Jezus Maria.
Thank you. I will examine it right away.
A ten kadr jest bardzo ładny. Ja nie wiem, Michał ma jakieś takie ciekawe kadry do niektórych postaci. Na przykład na przykład ten jeden kadr z Dotory z aktualizacji 3.3. Jak znajdę, to ja to wkleję, bo ja to muszę mieć gdzieś na dysku. Ja to na pewno mam.
The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. The craftsmanship of this machine is commendable indeed.
Weź przestań, bo się nawet ja sam robię się głodny.
Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes most exquisite while still warm.
Naprawdę, ja jestem coraz bardziej głodny przez to. O, cutscenka!
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hitao, and this is a little something called...
The Flame Lilies!
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you too buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo! Yeah!
O, so wholesome.
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a
Ilan.
celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Bajżu! Mogę się doczekać, że będzie playable w końcu. Ojeju, jojo!
Master, listen!
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Master, the Xiao Lanterns,
Ha! Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Xiao lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
Listen, that must be Madame Ping!
Montuję, miłość, jednak piękna rzecz. Przepraszam za to, ale jak widzę tą parę, to jestem jak... Słodziaki moje! Każdy lantern jest piękny, aż mam ciary na plecach. Main God. Wow, to jest już koniec? Holy moly shit. O! To jest jakiś part 3, czy coś takiego? Ale o Boże. Ja znajdę gdzieś moją ulubioną parkę fatujków tu, gdzieś. Ja tu gdzieś znajdę moją ulubioną parę fatui. Naprawdę, można powiedzieć, że ja bardzo ich przeżywam, ale no ale słodziaki moje najsłodsze, Boże, to jest lepsze niż jakikolwiek kanoniczny związek w tej grze. Para dwóch fatui, którzy oni się pojawiają co roku na Rite i co roku są coraz bardziej bliżej siebie i to jest takie urocze i jednocześnie Michojo, błagam, zostaw ich przy życiu, a nie będziesz mi teraz tu mordować wszystkich harbingerów po kolei. Są... Ojeju! Słodziaki. I didn't know that you like music so much. I'm so glad I invite you here. Thank you for inviting me. I've never had such great time enjoying live music. I don't know much about music, but with this person beside, with all these people around, it's been a great experience. It's great. You've always been a quiet person, so I was afraid you wouldn't like this kind of event. Looks like I should keep an eye out for more music festivals like this in the future. O, słodziaki. Miłość, jednak piękna rzecz. Myślę, że tym pozytywnym akcentem
So, you really like concerts, huh?
Myślę, że tym pozytywnym akcentem zakończę drugi part z Rite'u. Oni są słodcy, naprawdę, ja nie mogę, to jest chyba... Może Nadia i Vlad to będzie mój OTP z Genshina największy, chociaż może teraz od nich odejdę, bo trochę mnie rozpraszają i nie mogę się skupić na swoich własnych słowach, miłość to jednak piękna rzecz. Ja już mam dosłownie tytuł na ten odcinek. No cóż, ta parka fatujów to jest... No ja będę ich przeżywać co rok, Boże. To ma sens, dlaczego oni są jednak co roku bliżej siebie, bo skoro pracują w tym jednym Northland Banku i nie wydaje mi się, że oni by kiedykolwiek wrócili do Snezhnai, to logiczne jest to, że odnajdują bliskość wobec siebie. Ja zaraz zacznę jakiegoś fanfika pisać z nimi. Nie, dość. It's time to stop. W każdym razie, piękny Rite. Naprawdę, chyba obejrzę sobie nawet poprzednie Rite, żeby zobaczyć moją ulubioną parkę. No, w każdym razie, dziękuję wam bardzo serdecznie za oglądanie i widzimy się w kolejnym odcinku. Cześć.